Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to reveal the ugly truth of your favorite hairstyle. I'm talking about knotless braids. I know so many people have been talking about knotless braids, about it being a very protective hairstyle. But did you know that there are some downsides that are involved with knotless braids, especially if your knotless braids are not installed properly? And we're going to go through them. So make sure you stay tuned so that you get to learn a lot about your favorite protective hairstyle, okay? My name is Lisa, and if you're new to this channel, please do not leave without touching the subscribe button so that we can grow our hair, okay? First of all, if you look at the positive side of knotless braid, they have less tension on your scalp and they are very protective. There is no pulling and it's a very painless hairstyle if it's done properly. On the negative side, if your knotless braids are not done properly, this is what will happen. You're going to face some pretty bad hair breakage, hair loss, and even your edges will be gone. The next time you're going to do knotless braids and they come out like the ones you've seen in those videos, if your knotless braids are falling off, they have been installed improperly, okay? So you have to learn about some of the things that your stylist has to do in order for your knotless braids to actually make sense. Pay attention to what you're going to learn about knotless braids today, and I hope it will help someone out there who has had a bad experience about knotless braids to know what to do the next time they want to do knotless braids. When you talk about knotless braids, we talk about your hairstylist starting with your natural hair at the base. They're not like traditional braids whereby they just fix the hairpiece from the base directly from your scalp and going on with it. For traditional braids, it's very hard to like experience hair breakage. It's because the weight is distributed evenly by the hair extension itself. It's very hard for your hair to break. But with knotless braids, since you're starting with your natural hair, okay, your natural hair tends to hold all the weight of the added extension up to the end. So if you want to get knotless braids, number one, actually make sure that if you have very thin hair, add a very small hair extension or get big knotless braids, which will actually distribute the weight properly up to the end. This is a medium knotless braids. It is very well balanced, and you can see the small knotless braids. They're adding very small hair extension. Actually here they're not doing a lot. They're not adding a lot of hair extensions up to the end because they are using very small amount of hair, trying to make sure that the weight is distributed properly. You get like someone who has thick hair, those ones are perfect for very large knotless braids because the thick hair will hold the big hair extension properly. Learn from there that large knotless braids are not actually for every hair type because the thin hair cannot hold the large hair extension properly, and that will lead to hair breakage. Also, you find that someone who has very thin hair, they add too much extension and then they tend to style their knotless braids in a ponytail, so that will tend to pull your edges, and which will turn, instead of only hair loss, you lose your edges, which is not very healthy for your hair. So be aware of that when you're going to install knotless braids. Know the kind of hair that you have. That is number one. Know the kind of hair that you have before you do the knotless braids installation, okay? In conclusion, for thin hair, if you have thin hair, just go for small, thin knotless braids and ensure that your stylist is not adding a lot of extension. For those people who have thick hair, that is, they do not have so many problems. They can do any, like thin, medium, large. But at the end of it all, if you want to enjoy knotless braids, make sure that you go to a stylist who actually understands what they are doing. And also, if you like the long knotless braids and you know you have thin hair and your stylist have added a lot of extensions, and then you go ahead and start putting some tight ponytails, of course that is going to lead to hair breakage. So be aware of all this before you decide to like go the knotless braids route. So that's it from me. That is all I wanted to explain to you. So if you have something to add, any addition to what I've talked about, just let us know. Let us learn together in the comment section so that we try to avoid those people who are losing their hair because of knotless braids. So in real sense, not the hairstyle, it's the person who is installing the hairstyle. So let us know in the comment section if you've had a good experience or a bad experience. Just tell us your story in the comment section. I hope you did enjoy and you learned something about knotless braids. And thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye.